Chapter 27. Farewell, my friend. The smoke of battle still lingered over Majula's ruined fields. Blood had dried, steel was dulled, and the very earth trembled with the memory of war. But in the silence that followed, a new sound filled the air. Wings, not of birds, but of time. From the torn skies above, Quito descended like a comet of light, his presence washing over the land like a tide of calm. His voice boomed, not in threat, but in pride.
Well done, my chosen.
Everyone turned toward him, battered, bruised, but standing. Their heads rose higher as he spoke.
You have won the Battle of Majula. Though you were underprepared, you persevered, and you won.
His gaze flicked toward Ragnar, who knelt quietly among them, silent and ashamed. Quito's tone softened.
And in doing so, you saved one of your own, a hero who lost his path, but not his worth. Ragnar may yet be your greatest ally.
Ragnar looked up slowly, still coming to grips with what he had become and who he could now be.
But Quito continued, his voice darkening like a gathering storm. The war is far from over.
The winds around them stilled.
Antares knows. He knows that the hold on his right hand has been broken. He will not hesitate again. Next time, he will come at you with everything.
The chosen glanced at each other, tired, wounded, but now united in purpose.
So, Quito declared, it is time.
The ground beneath each hero began to glow, ancient sigils spiraling outward like blooming flowers of light.
Each of you must now create your world, your domain. As the Seven Chosen, you were not simply brought here to fight, you were brought here to lead.
His words echoed with divine resonance.
You will govern your worlds as kings and queens, protectors, visionaries, and from your thrones you will build your armies, master your abilities, and prepare your realms for what comes next.
He gestured to Audra and Rudra, who stood regal amidst the wreckage of their defended homeland.
As these twin queens have done for Majula, so too must you forge your sanctuaries, your bastions, your legacies.
There was a hush. No one dared speak. Then Quito smiled faintly.
But not today.
The sun finally pierced through the clouds, golden rays pouring over the battlefield.
Today, you rest. Today, you celebrate. You've bought this world more time than you know.
The exhausted warriors smiled, tired, but genuine.
Eat, drink, laugh, heal, because the battle may be won, he said, slowly rising into the sky, his wings of time stretching behind him. But the war has only just begun.
With a final gleam of light, Quito vanished into the heavens. That night, Majula roared with life. Torches lit up the castle walls. The tree folk played deep drums made of root and stone. The Drake Knights roared their victory to the skies. The Beastmen danced, wild and joyful, alongside high elves and fairies. Even the red orcs and green high orcs toasted with cracked mugs and hearty laughter. And in the center of it all, the Seven Chosen, seated together for the first time, not just as warriors, but as future rulers. Caleb, sipping Ale, nodded at Izashi.
Guess we're kings now.
Izashi smirked, lightning flickering.
Damn right. Let's make it count.
The night was filled with music and memory. The war wasn't over. But for once, there was hope. And across the skies of Majula, the stars burned brighter than they had in ages. The fires of celebration had dimmed. The laughter that once echoed through the halls of Majula's great citadel had faded into a quiet hum of memory. Morning had come, and with it, the weight of destiny. The Chosen stood at the gates of the castle, their armor still bearing the scars of war, their eyes fixed on the sky above. The moment they had been prepared for, the parting of paths, had arrived. A brilliant light split the heavens, and from it descended Quito, radiant and serene as ever. His eyes held the warmth of a teacher, the pride of a guardian.
"It is time, my chosen," he said gently, the wind around him whispering like 1,000 unseen wings.
Behind him, 6 radiant portals burst open in a perfect arc, each swirling with chaotic energy, pure and untamed, awaiting their creators.
"Each of these portals," Quito explained, "will take you to a blank void, an untouched canvas, where you will forge your domain. There, your people will thrive, your strength will grow, and your legacy will rise from the very soil you shape."
The Chosen exchanged looks, excitement, fear, purpose. All of it churned in their hearts.
"The beings you gained during your trials, the giants, the elves, the fairies, the drakes, the beastmen, they will live within your worlds, molded by your vision. These realms will be linked through ancient gates, so that you may always aid one another, even across space."
A golden shimmer danced through the air as Quito raised his hand, and 7 orbs of light descended before the Chosen.
"The Absolute Being has assigned each of you a guardian spirit, one of us, the divine guides. Alongside your chosen spirits, we will assist in the creation of your realms."
One by one, the orbs floated toward their heroes. To Caleb, the orb took the form of a phoenix-winged frost deity named Vilas, exuding a quiet, icy wisdom. To Izashi came Raijinara, a goddess of storm and spark, humming with untamed power. To Terence, the orb coalesced into Grom, a primal god cloaked in fire and fur. To Will appeared Sariel, an angelic tactician with golden wings and eyes of steel. To Francis came Noctilus, a brooding war god cloaked in black flame and silent fury. To Yunhei, the orb became Silvara, a serene goddess of wind and root, who bowed softly. Then Quito turned to the last of them, Ragnar, standing apart, the guilt still etched into his features like cracks in stone.
"And you, Ragnar," Quito's voice was calm but firm. "Your spirit Logar cannot return, but you are not cast aside. The Absolute Being has decreed that you shall join Caleb as his advisor and right hand."
Caleb stepped forward and extended his hand without hesitation.
No more running from the past, he said. Let's build the future. Together.
Ragnar stared for a moment, then took the hand, nodding slowly.
"Thank you, my friend."
Quito smiled.
"You all carry the weight of worlds, but you do not carry it alone. Go now. Create the realms that will stand against the darkness. Become who you were meant to be."
The wind howled as the portals began to glow brighter.
"Farewell, my chosen."
One by one, the heroes were drawn into the vortexes, sucked into the great unknown. Francis vanished into shadows and starlight. Terence leapt with a howl, flame trailing behind him. Will bowed once, eyes glowing golden. Yunhei closed her eyes and let the wind take her. Izashi gave a thunderous smirk and saluted. Caleb and Ragnar stepped forward together, and then silence. Only Audra and Rudra remained, standing beneath the dawning sun, their world saved. For now.
So it begins, Rudra said softly.
Audra nodded.
The creation of the 7 realms,